Lacia Casil knows all too well about workplace discrimination.
All I wanted to do was work, pay my rent, pay for college, put food on the table, and be a contributing member to the Chamorro community. But I was terminated, not because I broke any laws, but just for existing.
20 years ago, Casil was hired as a waitress at a new hotel opening up in Tumon. Just hours within opening its doors, she was called into the Human Resources office and told she was being fired for lying on her job application.
I was accused of lying about my gender identification. I had checked F on my job application as female, as that is what I identified then, as I do now 21 years later.
Casil says she was fired because she is transgender. While she brought the issue to the Department of Labor, she was told nothing could be done because there were no laws on Guam protecting an employee from being fired based on gender identity or sexual orientation. That, however, may change with Bill 102, otherwise known as the Guam Employment Non-Discrimination Act of 2015. Joanne Wakimunya is the Pacific Council State Director for the Society of Human Resource Management.
SHRM supports public policy efforts to ban workplace discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. SHRM believes that any legislation should be narrowly drafted to avoid unintended consequences for the employers and the employees.
Meanwhile, Bill Pesh, one of the attorneys behind Guam's same-sex marriage lawsuit, said during the public hearing, it's exciting times for the local LGBT community.
However, even if the Supreme Court holds that all states must allow same-sex marriages, the LGBT community's fight for equality is far from over. Although a gay couple may be able to marry today, tomorrow they might be fired solely because of their sexual orientation.
As for Casil, while she had lived in fear of coming home after her experience of workplace discrimination, she now has her own jewelry line and is her own boss. However, as she takes a stand today, she says not everyone in the LGBT community is as lucky.
And when one is terminated from their job, and there are no means for them to provide the basic necessities for themselves, food, shelter, or health care, many times in the LGBT community, it means having to turn to alternative and illegal ways to survive. What we're asking for today is not to be treated better than anyone. We're not asking for extra privileges. We're asking for equality.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.